Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be working on this beautiful one-layer cake topper that I made for a quinceañera that I was a godmother for. And I hope this tutorial helps you guys, so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off by just going into Cricut Design Space and just creating a new project. And we're just going to start off with the easy part and just grabbing our text first. So I'm just going to write here, Mies. And then I'm going to change the font to something pretty. Cursive is the best because you can actually connect it better. You'll see what I mean right now. So we're just gonna look for a nice cursive writing. And one of my favorite fonts, it's called Joseph Sophia from thefont.com. You can download it for free as well. So once I have this, I'm just gonna click text again and just write 15. And text again and write años. So I'm basically making a bunch of little text just so it's easier for me to move it around. And last part is her name. She only wanted her initials, so that's all we're gonna put, just a Y and an H. So something like this. Now it's time to fix it up. I just want to figure out the best way to put everything together and have it as connected as possible. Okay, so here we can see this is connected here. These could be connected actually, so I'm just gonna click on them and select the letter space to be closer. Or I'm just gonna ungroup them actually. And if you ungroup them, each letter is individual now, so I'm just gonna connect these little dots here. And if I have them like this is connected, that's connected, this is all connected. Like I said, we just want as many things connected as possible to make it easier for us. And to fix this right here, you don't want to have two separate things. You just gotta find like some squigglies or something that you can add. So I'm gonna go into my images. And Cricut has a lot that's free. So I just typed in swirls. And I'm gonna be clicking on this one and add to canvas. And I basically only want this part. So I'm just gonna delete this. And I'm gonna get a square. Slice, and then we could just delete this part and this part, and now we just have this. So from here we can actually just use it as if it was connecting. So this is how I'm going to connect these two, and also down here. So just add them as you see fit. Right here I'm just going to add a little square right above it. So now this will be connected. So now you see I added a bunch of these, and the M and the I connect, the 1 and the 5 connect, all of these connect and stuff. So you know, once you're happy with your design, you can just select all of it and weld it together.
And my apologies, I did forget to add the squiggly on top of the N for the ñ part, but same thing, you just add it right on the top and weld it together.
Since the metallic paper that I have is only shiny on one side of the paper, I'm going to be duplicating this, but then flipping it horizontal. So then that way, like the two wrong sides could go together, and then I'll just have the two shiny sides on the outside. Okay, moving on to the crown. The crown was actually a little bit harder to do just because I didn't have a template or anything for it. So I basically just went to Google and found a crown shape, this one. And when you add it to canvas, it's all of this, but I only wanted this inside part of it. I was trying to find something twirly and, you know, pretty. So I only want this part, so I'm just gonna delete all the rest. And these are free online. I got it for free on Google, so you could just go on Google and type in crown and download it yourself. So now we're gonna do a whole bunch of cutting because I don't want these parts. I just want the middle. So what I'm gonna do is just grab my shape here and slice. Once again on the other side, just slice. Last part is just cutting down here. I have this little spot, but just go into contour and hide it. And there we go. This is the basic shape that we wanted. Now we're gonna make it smaller. But now we're going to be duplicating it and putting it right next to each other like this. Just make sure that they're touching because you want this to be a whole strip. and I only added 5. And I'm just going to go into align and align at the bottom just so they all could be even. We can actually weld this together now if you like, just so it doesn't move. And now you can see it's all just one image. Now for the bottom part, I wanted to do like a band. So I'm going into my images, and I also found this on Google for free. But I'm only going to be using this bottom here. I thought about using this, but I changed my mind. I wanted to just use this one. Gonna hide all contours except for this part. There we go. Now I'm gonna duplicate it and flip it. And with this, I'm gonna create a little design for the band at the bottom. Gonna duplicate again and put it on the other side. Now we're gonna align one last time and weld it. Now from here, this is welded, and we're just gonna be using our sizing here to try to match these with that part. Okay, so these aligned as best as you can, just so it looks prettier. Now since we had to add the extra bit of here so it could, be even, now we're just gonna slice that part. Okay, almost done, guys, I promise. Now we're going to go back into our shapes. And here I'm just creating like that extra piece on the side so we can glue it together. And we're going to duplicate on the other side. Duplicate one more time, but then this third one is going to go on the bottom part of the crown right here. But this is what we should have. Now we can select everything and just weld it all together. And now it'll be cut as one image. So these two I printed out at about 5 inches. But of course you do whatever size you need to do. And the crown, I wanted it as big as possible with one sheet of paper. So I printed it out as 11 inches in width so it could actually fit one whole page. And once you're happy with your design, we can go ahead into our Cricut and begin cutting. So here I have both cutouts. One is backwards and the other one is good. And you can see how flimsy they are, so that's why I printed out 2. This one's going to go in the back, and then this one's going to go right in the front. So I'm just going to start off by getting my foamy tape here. And I'm going to be cutting out thin little strips to put all around this image. Very thin pieces since the lettering is really thin. Now I'm just going to be grabbing my tweezers so I can get a little bit better handle on them. And I'm just going to be placing them right on the top. So I'm putting the little stick here, so that's why I'm just giving myself some room. But this looks about right. And now we can just remove the backings of all this little tape. Okay, now I have removed all the little backings, and I'm just going to be grabbing the top shiny part and placing it right on the top. And just press gently, don't press too hard because you don't want to create creases. And here's a little bit too open for me, so I'm just going to grab more little tape and then just put it in there. Okay, so here we have it. And I'm probably going to add like a little bit of hot glue just to join these little ends right here. But this looks pretty good. So here I have my skewer, and then this is just a regular skewer. And I'm going to cut it to about like half. And it's just going to be right in here. About this size. So now I'll just be grabbing some hot glue and putting it all together. But yeah, this is what we should be left with. So here I'm just going to be removing really carefully because you don't want to bend it too much. So I'm going to use my spatula to help me. And all of these little pieces just come off. But once we're done, we should be left with something like this. Now the last part is just to join the two pieces together. And I'll just be using some hot glue for that. And it's not that perfect, so I'm just going to be using my fingers to kind of flatten it out and make it round. And now it's looking a lot better. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please also head over to my Instagram and my TikTok for a lot more pictures and videos of my work, and just thank you so much.